Now, I don't really know who wants to hear this, but I don't know why you would want your Poco device, which already comes with not so great MIUI, to be paired with a OS which is Realme UI. I'm not saying Realme UI is worse than MIUI or vice versa, but trust me, both of them are equally bad. After using flagships and multiple devices that I have access to, well, but for whatever reason, we have a port of Realme UI for the Poco X3 Pro, and as fate would have it, I've sold my iQOO 11 and the Pixel 7, so I'm stuck with this device because, as you know, the Mi 11X is dead, and yeah, so I flashed it and I'm using it since yesterday. And here's a complete review, a lot of interesting things that you would like to know. Before we get going, my name is Kailash and you're watching PhoneOps. This would be a good time to subscribe because we make daily vlogs, shorts, and amazing tech content like this. So hit that notification bell icon. Now, without further ado, hello, awesome people. Welcome to PhoneOps. Let's get going. So let's see what the developer exactly has to say. Now, these ports are not basically custom ROMs, they are ports from another device. This is basically based on the Realme GT Neo 3T, which is powered by a Snapdragon 870. And yeah, this has been ported to the 860. So let's quickly see here, ported from this device based on this update, system read write, decrypted by default, fixed camera HAL 3, but ANX camera or Leica camera doesn't work. It works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't work, so don't bother. Gcam works absolutely fine though. Fixed vibration, fixed max brightness, fixed battery drain, fully debloated, port Wi-Fi HAL 5 from Realme vendor, this, that, port sound from Realme vendor, okay, great. Add Night Stalker kernel, drop profiles from my script, change charge limit to this. It did charge really fast, I'll tell you that. And disable always on display and remove NFC, remove camera application. Now, what about the bugs, you ask, right? So let's see here. There are a bunch of bugs that are present. Here's the list of bugs that we have for this device. Face unlock will not work, app unlock and hide applications not working, NFC not working, and private space is not working. Now, along with this, I will tell you, while I was setting up the device, the pattern lock was not working, but after setting up the device, the pattern lock was working absolutely okay. And I keep getting this pop-up of Android system intelligence keeps closing or force closing. This is the error that you keep getting every now and then, especially every time you reboot the system. This is the error that you will get. Now, bugs and errors aside, I mean, I know I did it the other way around, but I wanted to tell you the bugs first so you can decide you want to flash it or not. Flashing process for this port is pretty simple. You just flash it from the latest TWRP and do a format data and you should be good to go. Of course, warnings aside that you should back up your data and everything else. Now, let's quickly start reviewing this ROM, shall we? So let's go to settings and let's go to about device. It is a Realme UI official version ported to this device. All the specs have been corrected, and for some reason it says 855, although this is a 860. And Android version, this is based on Android 13 and April security patch. So I would recommend flashing the NGK kernel in order to fix any Wi-Fi issues that you might have. I did not have any of those, but you can go ahead and do that. Now, this is of course the Realme UI settings over here that you see. Apart from this, you have this Wi-Fi menu. Now, because this is a different sort of a UI, I will, take you through the complete user interface along with telling you what works and what doesn't. Okay. So if you go to mobile network, I think almost everything is working fine, including carrier video calling, which in my opinion is a pretty good thing. Bluetooth for me has been working okay. You can see that I've connected the GoPro and my earbuds were working fine as well. As far as hotspot is concerned, I tried that as well and that worked fine for me too. Now, if you go to wallpaper and style, you will have this, Realme look of Android 13 as far as monet customization is concerned. You can have a different customization for your icon packs. You can have different colors as far as the theme of the whole UI goes. That's a good thing here. You can select wallpaper based over here. Now you have some customizations for quick settings as well. This is something you don't see in MIUI, so definitely a plus point there. Apart from this, you have home screen customization, which does give you some basic options. It doesn't really give you a ton of options like MIUI launcher, but double tap to wake and raise to wake and all these things are present and they are working absolutely okay. you can go to this multitasking menu and it will show you how much RAM is available at the bottom. That is a neat touch. If you go to display over here, you have all these, bright HDR video and video color enhancer. I've not seen them working, to be honest, but yeah, they're present, and the refresh rate at 120 Hz at least works absolutely fine. Now, as far as sound and vibration is concerned, vibration, haptics, they're working okay. Ringtones are working fine. Music can be played fine via the dual speakers, so no problems there. Notification and status bar here, no problems here as well, right? Now, apart from this, as far as password and security is concerned, fingerprint is working absolutely fine, and pattern and pin unlock are working absolutely okay as well. Now, the important section, battery life. Now, for this, let's go to Accu battery, okay? Now, when you go to Accu battery here, if you see the charging times, so it charged 87% in 1 hour 13 minutes. So for a 5160 milliampere cell, that's pretty good charging speeds. Even if we're talking about the discharging speeds, as you can see here, you can get an average screen on time of 8 hours and 30 minutes, which in my opinion is pretty solid. The standby times on this port are pretty amazing as well. So battery life, you should not be worried at all. Now, I don't know if this works in this port or not, but this option of optimized night charging is really good because it worked well in Pixel. So if it works well on this port, it's going to be good, because you don't want to wait 1.5 hours to charge a device, be it a Pixel or a Poco X3 Pro, right? Now, talking about the special features, you do have, things like split screen over here. So swipe up with 3 fingers. Settings does not support split screen. Okay, at least Google Chrome supports it. I thought it was going to say the same thing. Anyways, so there are these, smart sidebar, simple mode, flexible windows, basically floating windows, gestures and motions. You have a ton of options over here, which are working absolutely okay. So 3 finger screenshot works fine. And if you enable this, as you can see, partial screenshot is present, and that works okay as well. Lift to ear to answer calls, auto switch receiver, flick to mute incoming calls and stuff like that. Now, moving on, let's go to the next section here about Google Realme Lab. Right. So that was everything about settings. To the left, you do have Google Feed, and I find this like MIUI 13 on the Poco X3 Pro, because that had a new features, but it was jittery, it was stuttery. I mean, look at this, it is smooth sometimes it jitters and stutters and stuff like that. Now, as far as camera situation is concerned, I did tell you that ANX camera or Leica camera doesn't work. I did install a Gcam with some XMLs, and that was working absolutely fine. Now, all said and done, you would ask me, what about the performance? Because I've given you the bugs, I've given you the UI features, and well, performance, I would tell you, Antutu had some issues. For some reason, it was not detecting the 3D file. And let's actually go to gallery, because I do have a couple of screenshots to show you. So this is a CPU throttling test with the kernel that is built into the ROM. Not a great sight, 77% throttling with an average score of 162. Not really that great. If we further talk about the Geekbench score, 988 single core and 2887 multi-core, again, it's okay but not amazing if you ask me. And as you can see from here, I do have BGMI and Call of Duty Mobile. The games worked fine. I did play BGMI for an hour, Call of Duty for half an hour, and I did not have any problems. I did not have any issues related to touch, and I have rooted this device and I'm using it with root. Although in that opinion, root did not create any problems, and safety net passes fine. And even if we go to things like DRM info, you will see that you do have Widevine L1 certification. So your, Netflix and Amazon Prime in HD should not be a problem. Now, I have not tested the earphone jack because I don't use wired earphones. But all in all, if you ask me, the Realme UI port is something you can definitely try, but not something that you can use in your day-to-day life. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this ROM, and would you like to see more videos like this? I'll see you in the next one. Keep smiling. Take care. Goodbye.